All right, let's just jump right in. We've all been there, right? You're in a debate, a conversation, and you get that sinking feeling, that awful little voice in your head that whispers, uh-oh, I think I'm wrong. It's so uncomfortable. But here's a thought. What if embracing that feeling is actually one of the smartest things you can do?
And this quote, man, it just nails it. Think about your phone or your computer. You wouldn't keep running 10-year-old software, would you? Of course not. You update it constantly to get the new features, to stay secure. So why on earth do we treat our own opinions, our mental operating system, like these should be set in stone forever?
This really gets to the core of the problem. The reason being wrong hurts so much is that most of us have welded our opinions directly to our identity. A challenge to what we believe feels like a challenge to who we are as a person.
And you can see the two paths laid out so clearly here. Over on the left, you've got the rigid mind. For this person, a belief is like a brick in the wall of their identity. So naturally, any challenge feels like a threat to the whole structure. Being wrong is a catastrophic failure. But then look at the flexible mind. It sees beliefs as tools. And if a better tool comes along, better data, a stronger argument, it just makes the switch. Being wrong isn't failure, it's learning. It's an upgrade.
So this leads us to this massive cultural myth we've all been living with. This idea that smart people, strong people, are just always right. We have this ideal of being infallible, and we just hate any evidence that suggests we don't have it all figured out. And deep down, this is the fear, isn't it? That if we say those three little words, I was wrong, we're going to look foolish, or incompetent, or weak. So we dig in our heels and defend our positions because we think it makes us look strong and confident.
So let's just pause on that for a second. What if the very belief that it's bad to be wrong is the most incorrect belief of all? What if we've been playing this whole game completely backwards? Okay, this is where we flip the entire script. Because the true sign of a powerful intellect isn't being right all the time. It's not even close. It's having the mental flexibility, the strength to change your mind. And this right here is the big payoff. Admitting you were wrong is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate sign of intellectual confidence. It sends a message that says, my self-worth isn't tied to being right, it's tied to getting it right. And those are two very, very different things.
And there's a fantastic term for this superpower, cognitive flexibility. And look at this definition. This isn't about being wishy-washy or not having convictions. No way. It's about having your loyalty be to the best information available, not to your old information. Your ego kind of has to take a back seat to the truth.
And this is the bottom line, really. I mean, think about it. Who learns more? The person who spends a year defending a bad idea just to save face? Or the person who says, you know what, I was wrong on day one, and spends the rest of that year actually learning what's correct? It's not even a competition. Flexibility is basically a learning accelerator. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we, actually do it? How do we go from having a rigid mind to a flexible one? How do we start installing those updates to our mental operating system?
Well, here's the playbook. It's actually pretty simple. Step one is to detach. Just start seeing your opinions as something you have, not something you are. Step two, listen. And I mean really listen. Get curious. Actively look for people and data that challenge you. And finally, the most important part, update. When better information comes along, you hit the install button, willingly, eagerly even.
So, to bring this all home, let's just go right back to where we started. Your beliefs are tools for navigating reality. They are not monuments to your ego. And just like any good tool, they need maintenance, they need sharpening, and yeah, sometimes they need a full-blown upgrade. That's not failure, that's progress. And that leaves us with one final question to think about. This isn't just a theory, right? Think about something you truly believe right now, something you feel really strongly about. What would it take for you to change your mind? What belief are you ready to put on the workbench and see if it's due for an update?